There are 7 hidden lessons taught in every public school in America, and one of those lessons is intellectual dependency. And its function is to prepare you to be a good corporate worker bee, someone who does what they're told to do when they're told to do it. And that's why 100% of the work you do in public schools is assigned by the teacher. And what's even more interesting is this guy, John Taylor Gatto, looked into the curriculum taught at elite private schools. I'm talking real elite, like where the Rockefellers send their kids. And he found that by high school, 80% of the work is driven by the students. So they're being taught to follow their own intellectual pursuits, and you're being taught to follow orders. And this is what really spurred the unschooling movement, which is the idea that parents could allow children to pursue their interests. And every parent should at least partially implement this philosophy in their home. You follow the interest of your child and use that to teach them the things they want to know. Just Google their interest plus homeschool unit study. You'll be amazed by how much comes up. It's why we make unit studies in so many different creative areas, and why I put such an emphasis on teaching kids entrepreneurship. Got my private homeschool community, and Cubs to Bears, Bugs. These little deviations in the way we approach parenting, in the way we approach educating our children, educating ourselves, improving our own lives. How many adults do you know that to this day want to do things? I remember when we were younger and I would be hanging out with my friends and they would talk about how they wanted to do all these different business things. And year after year would go by and they would never do anything. Well, people look at me now and they see I run a homeschool company. I publish 7 books. I'm an Amazon #1 bestseller. I am constantly getting involved in different pursuits. And they wonder how I go about it. They look at me as this ultra successful person. But the truth is, I started when I was working a full-time job and I committed to 1 hour a night of trying to build something on the side. I just started doing something. And of course, when you start doing that, before long, 1 hour becomes, wow, I just put in 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. But you just start doing something and follow your passion and you will figure it out. Well, this is the mindset we want to create in our children. This is why I say that unschooling is the most powerful form of education. Now, you'll get the naysayers who say, well, you can't just teach them only what they want to learn. That's fine. That's not what I do in my house. There are things that we sit down and we do work that you have to do, but at least a portion of their education needs to be, what are you interested in? Let's pursue that. Let's go on to Google. Let's type in that plus homeschool unit studies, lesson plans, and see what comes up, and let's pursue your interest. If we're doing something else and something really piques your interest, or you want to do this ultra creative thing, your kid wants to do something that's really creative, do you say, no, we have to do this right now? Or do you have the flexibility, the confidence in yourself to stop what you're doing and say, you know what? Let's go outside. Let's cut some bark off of the trees. Let's poke some holes in that bark. Let's get string and let's start making necklaces, because all of a sudden in the middle of what we were doing, you got really excited and wanted to make necklaces. Unschooling is the idea that we follow the interest of our children and use that interest. In the video, I actually said to teach them what they want to learn, which is part of it, but you use that interest, that natural motivation, to teach them what you want them to learn, right? And you can guide them and kind of serve as a guide, a coach, and within that, you start to teach them how to function in the real world. An example with that necklace would be, now they made the necklace. Now let's work on perfecting that necklace. Now let's take pictures of that necklace, so we might have to learn photography. Now let's see if we can make a few more necklaces and sell them on the corner or sell them at a garage sale. And with that, we have to learn marketing, we have to learn sales, we have to learn pricing, we have to learn to budget. Piece by piece, we are teaching our children what they want to learn. And that doesn't mean you have to unschool full time. It just means to understand the philosophy and start to implement that philosophy in your home. Let me know if you have any questions, and let me know what you think about unschooling and the topic in general.